Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Masha. This is MashMellow Yoga channel. And I wanted to come on here today and share a little bit of what happened in my week and use that as an inspiration for a class. My week has been exhausting. It's been very tiring. I had to fight off a cold and it keeps coming back. I don't give myself enough rest. And as soon as I start feeling better, I push myself back to work. And so I wanted to bring this into a class and share it with my students because we so often forget to give ourselves rest that we need, or we feel guilty for taking the rest that we need, and we push ourselves into the go mode, into the productivity, thinking that what is the next goal, what is the next thing on my to-do list, what is the next thing that I need to tick off. And this mechanism is constantly running, and whenever the body starts to push back, what often happens is we feel annoyance with the body. Why don't you do what I want you to do? And we push ourselves back into that go mode instead of giving the space and the rest to the body that it needs. At least I definitely know that I've done that to myself before. And so I wanted to focus on really slow and grounding practices this week with my students and bring it here, share it with you as well. Something that you can turn to when you know that your body needs rest, but you've been resisting it maybe, or if you do simply want to have a more soothing grounding practice. It's meant to soften, to help you release any tension, feel a little bit more connected to your body, to the sensations in the body. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll give you a moment to grab your mat. You can do this on a blanket, on a carpet, and we're gonna get started in a laying back position. So finding comfortable position on your back. This could be with knees bent, feet on the floor, or legs extended. We can do a nice whole body stretch here, letting your muscles soften down into the floor, taking a big breath in. And then exhale, releasing everything down. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching fingertips. Maybe you extend the legs. Big breath in. Exhale to soften. And feel free to close your eyes here as well, offering some gentle, intuitive movement like rocking the back of the head, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling out wrists and ankles. One more big breath in. Inhale to fill up your whole body. And exhale to soften and release. Let's bring hands, one hand on the belly, one hand on heart. And if for any reason that this doesn't feel comfortable, I don't want to push you towards it, but just maybe give it a try and see what happens. See what happens if you place your hand there, not for the judgment, but just to simply feel the body breathing underneath your palms, kind of acknowledging it as a part of you, not necessarily something that needs fixing or correcting, just what it is. Staying here for a breath, and we'll bend our knees, bring our feet to the floor, and start gently rocking our knees side to side, massaging your lower back on the floor. Letting one hip come off the ground, and then the other, as we roll from side to side. And then with very little effort here, hugging your knees to chest, continuing to rock side to side. Continuing to massage your lower back, sacrum area. Feeling space in your lower back. And the next time you're rocking towards the right side, we're going to lower both knees towards the right, extending your arms out into a T shape for a twist. Bringing your left thigh down, maybe using your right hand to add a little bit of weight here. And we'll rotate our head towards the right side. And then from here, flipping your right palm up towards the ceiling. We'll add little semicircles here. So starting to drag your fingertips across the floor, up towards the back of the mat. Taking a breath into your whole side body here. And then exhale as you draw the semicircle down towards the front of the mat. And just a couple of slow semicircles here. Your arm may not go as far. Feeling a gentle stretch here through the armpit, through the side of the body. Connecting it with your breath as well. Inhaling as we drag the fingertips up. Breathing into the sides of the ribs. Exhaling down. And let's roll to the other side. So both arms are out into a T. Rolling through the center, bringing both of your knees towards the left. And again, your left hand can bring your thigh a little bit more weight here, pressing it down. And your right shoulder stays on the floor. We'll rotate the head towards the right side as well. Breathing here into your whole body, flipping your right palm up towards the ceiling. Starting to circle the arm up towards the back of the mat, stretching through the armpit. And then exhale as you circle it down towards the front of the mat. Trying to keep the fingertips and the shoulder on the floor. Maybe you don't go as far. Just noticing how this feels as a stretch. Inhaling, arm up. Exhaling down towards the back, down towards your feet. And one more time, inhaling as you circle the arm up, extending it overhead. Big breath in. Exhale as we roll it back down. And this time, let's roll fully onto our left side, bringing your right hand in front of you. And we're going to pause here for a moment, hugging your knees to chest even more, coming into your fetal position. And then using the palm on the floor to press yourself up to sit. And then recentering back onto your mat, finding a comfortable seated position. So if you feel like your back is rounding quite a bit here, feel free to pause the video. In fact, I encourage you to pause the video and find something that you can sit on, like a folded blanket or maybe a pillow to put under your glutes so that you can elevate your hips. And that's going to take off some of the pressure if the hips are feeling tight here. Just helping yourself so that you can maintain your back nice and long for the next set of exercises. And we'll release our hands down on top of the knees. Taking a big inhale as you puff your chest forward, sending shoulders back in space. Inhale. And then exhale as you round through the shoulder blades, bringing chin to chest. One more time. Inhale as you puff your chest forward, arms back, elbows back, shoulders back. Exhale, chin to chest to round. And we'll do this one more time. This time, walking your hands behind you, behind your glutes. Fingertips can point out to the sides, where you want to press your arms into the floor, lifting the chest, and then sending your shoulders back in space here. Lifting your gaze up towards the ceiling for a gentle chest opener. Breathing into the chest, shoulders, and collarbones. Into the front of the neck. And exhale to soften. Come back. We're going to counter stretch. Reaching our arms forward, grabbing the opposite elbow, rounding through the shoulder blades. And let's do this one more time as well, bringing your arms behind your glutes, pressing the floor away, lifting the chest, shoulders back, look up. Big breath into the front of the neck, chest and collarbones. And exhale as you round through the shoulder blades, finding the opposite elbow, tucking chin to chest. Beautiful. And coming back to a straight spine, we're going to find a side body stretch. So bringing your right palm down, extending your left arm up towards the ceiling, taking a big breath in. Exhale as you lean to the side. Think both sit bones heavy on the floor. You can gently press your palm on the ground into the floor, gently pressing yourself away. Creating space, a little more space in the armpit and the right side of the body here. Maybe we'll look up at the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale to come back. Switching sides. Left palm down, inhaling, right arm up. Exhale as you lean, both sit bones heavy, gently pressing the palm on the ground into the floor, so you're pressing yourself away from the floor a little bit. Up, top arm is back in space. Maybe we look up. Big breath in. And exhale to release. This time, we'll walk our hands all the way forward. Take an inhale into the front and back of the body, all the way down towards your sit bones, lower belly, your hips, and then folding over the legs. You can let your back round here, softening everything down towards the floor. Another breath. And from here, we'll transition into a tabletop. So you can remove whatever it is you've been sitting on if you used a prop here. And we're going to find our tabletop position here, with hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, for a couple of cat and cow movements here. Spread your fingertips wide, press through all of the knuckles here, and create space in between the shoulder blades. You want to feel nice and strong in the armpits here, so we're not collapsing chest towards the floor. Still holding some of the body weight here in the arms, through the core, gently tucking your tailbone under. Maybe you feel a bit of core engagement here in your lower core. On the inhale, dropping belly down, think chest through the arms as you lift your gaze, looking forward. Big breath in. Exhale as you tuck your tail under, rounding through the back, bringing chin to chest. Two more here. Feel free to combine it with your own rhythm of breath, not following mine. Maybe it's a bit slower, maybe it's a bit faster. Let the breath guide the movement. Inhale as you arch. And then notice when the exhale happens naturally. Exhale as you start to round. So inhale, you bring your body to arch, dropping your belly down, opening through the chest. Breathing through all front of the body. Exhale, you start to tuck your tail, round through the lower back, through the middle back, shoulder blades, chin to chest. Let's do one more here. Inhale. Front of the body is long. Breath travels all the way through the front of the neck, through the chest, belly button, down toward your pubic bone. Exhale as you round. We're going to send our hips all the way back towards the heels, knees apart. The tighter and more uncomfortable you feel here, try opening your knees wider. It usually helps to find a little bit more space. And we're going to find thread the needle here in our child's pose. So we'll bring our right fingertips through underneath the left armpit and then lower our shoulder and ear down towards the floor. Left hand can stay where it is. And just softening through the both lower and upper body. Through the left shoulder, through the hips. Releasing the weight of the body down into the floor. Maybe you massage the side of the head down on the ground. Taking one more big breath in. And exhale to gently press the palm in. Let's counter stretch, pressing your left hand into the floor, inhaling your right arm up, opening the chest, looking up at the ceiling. Big breath. And then exhale to switch sides. So the right palm is going to go in the center, and we're going to walk our left fingertips under our right armpit all the way through, landing your left shoulder and left ear down to the ground. Softening here through the shoulder, through the hips. Making sure your breath is traveling freely through all of the body. Inhale. And exhale to release. Maybe you add the same massage, rocking the side of the head side to side. We're going to press our right palm into the floor as we lift up, inhaling your left arm up towards the ceiling, opening the chest. Big stretch, big breath. And exhale as you bring your hands down. We're going to come back to our tabletop, bringing knees underneath the hips. And we're going to step our right foot all the way to the front, in between the palms. Finding our low lunge here. And here, if you had a blanket or a pillow for any sensitivity in the knee, feel free to use that blanket or a pillow underneath your knee for support. We will hold our lunge for a little bit, so don't put yourself through unnecessary struggle. We're gonna find our 90-90 legs first, gently tucking your tailbone under and pressing your pubic bone forward. So you should feel a gentle stretch through the front of your left thigh here. And then from here, we'll bring both arms behind your back, trying to grab the opposite elbow. And gently pulling your shoulders back in space. And then lifting your head up towards the ceiling. Try not to tilt it all the way. Hold the head with your neck muscles. And focus on pulling your arms back. Feeling a gentle openness across the chest. And then from here, we'll little by little inch our front foot forward, maybe deepening that lunge a little bit more. Shoulders back, big breath. Front of the body is open. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arms. We're going to circle our arms around and back. Inhale. As you reach your arms overhead, we're going to grab our left wrist, pulling it towards the right side, side bending towards the right. Here, deepening your lunge even more. Softening into the shape. Taking one more breath through the side of the body here. And exhale to come back to center, bringing arms down, sending the weight back, straightening your right knee. We're going to fold over the right leg. Quickly counter stretching here. Think back long, chest towards the knee. Mm-hmm. And from here, bending into the knee again, we're going to find our pigeon pose here. So you'll walk your foot to the left side, bringing your knee down to the floor. And this is going to be a pretty deep hip opening already, so you can slide your foot in and then lifting the back knee off the floor, drawing that foot back in space, lowering it back down to the ground. We'll find length in the back before we fold, taking a big breath in. And then on an exhale, we'll walk our hands forward, folding over that right thigh. And here you can shift your weight a couple of times, left to right. Just noticing how that stretch feels in your thigh, in your glute. And then the same blanket or pillow, if you had one, you can use it underneath your right glute right now, where there's space between the glute and the floor for a little bit more support. We want to find a spot here where your hips are centered, so you're not leaning too far towards the left and you're not leaning too far towards the right. Right in the center here. And finding a spot where you can soften the weight down into the floor. Letting your breath help you to do that. Noticing any gripping, any tension. Seeing if you can release that tension. Maybe the pose is too deep. We can always bring ourselves up onto the hands. Use the support there under the glute. Or bring the heel more in. Anywhere that you are, you want to feel like you can fully soften into it. Lean into the pose. Breathing into the hips, the groin area, the glute. Taking one more breath here. Exhale. First, if you were on your forearms or on your chest, we're going to lift onto the palms, tuck your back toe, bring your knee forward, and then we're going to bring our right knee back. Adding a child pose here, connecting the toes, sending your hips towards the heels, lowering your forehead down towards the ground. On the next inhale, lifting the gaze, coming back to a tabletop. And this time we're going to step our left foot through the hands, finding our low lunge on the left side. And first focusing on the pelvis, tucking our tailbone under. So think long through the lower back, not arching. Pushing your pubic bone forward, feeling stretch through the front of the right thigh. And then we're going to find our bind behind you, reaching for the opposite elbows. Rather than lifting your head, think lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Gently pulling your shoulders back in space. Lower back is lengthened. And we're here for one more breath. If there's any pinching or tension in the neck, bring your head to neutral. Pull shoulders back. We're going to deepen our lunge, inching your left foot forward, lowering your hips down towards the ground more. Still staying here. Where can you soften? Where can I soften? Where am I doing more work than I should be right now? And next exhale, releasing the palms down. We're going to inhale, circling your arms around and up. And then grabbing onto your right wrist, we're going to pull it up and towards the left side, finding side body stretch here. Chest is lifted, arms are pushed back in space. Finding softness in this pose, relaxing your shoulder blades down. Maybe looking up at the ceiling. Big breath in. Exhale, we're going to come back, hips over the knee, and then back in space, straightening your left knee, pointing toes towards your face, and then think chest towards the knee with your back straight. Maybe hands land on the ground somewhere, maybe they don't. I sometimes like to place them on the leg, keeping my back straight. And then from here, bending into the knee again, we'll find our pigeon on the left side. So lowering your hips down. This time you're walking your foot to the right. And then bringing your knee down, noticing how this might feel like a very deep hip opening. We can slide that heel in any amount and then tuck the back toes, lift the knee, send that leg back in space, shift the weight back. Bringing the knee back down to the ground, and then again, finding length in the back first, opening through the chest, taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, folding over the front thigh. So this could look like palms on the floor. It can look like forearms on the floor or chest and forehead down on the floor. But make sure you're not forcing the pose here. You're staying within your own range of movement. And we're gonna add those same hip side to side, shifting the weight from left to right. Eventually, centering the weight right in the middle, so you're not leaning more towards one side or the other. And finding position in this pose that works for your body the best today. A spot where you can soften through the glute, through the hip, through the muscles there, releasing the weight down towards the floor. This is a deep hip opening, so make sure your breath travels all the way. Usually breath feeling stuck somewhere is the first sign that we're overdoing the pose. It's okay to pull back. It's okay to take a different variation of the pose. We're here for 2 more deep breaths. And with the next breath, we're starting to lift back up off the floor, bringing your palms down to the ground. We'll tuck the back toes, bring the back knee forward, and then step your left knee back. And once again, child's pose. This time we'll do toes together, knees apart. And we'll walk our hands between the knees, reaching for your feet, bringing the side of the head down to the ground. And this position can feel surprisingly soothing and grounding. If for any reason it doesn't work for you, you can always bring your arms out to the sides and around your heels or forward the way we normally do in a child's pose. But this one is one of my favorite variations for whenever I feel like I need some nurture and care. Feeling the support of the earth, of the ground. And you can switch sides, bringing the other side of the head down to the ground. You might feel a release in the neck. Taking your time here, not rushing anywhere. And we'll close the practice here. So you can bring your forehead down to the ground. And rock the forehead side to side. A little massage for the forehead. It may seem silly, but don't underestimate the effects of pressure on the forehead and what they do to relieve tension and stress. And then feel free to stay here as long as you like, especially if you have the time, if you're enjoying the pose. I'm going to take a big whole body breath in. Exhale as you start to shift your weight forward, pulling your arms from underneath you, walking them in front of you. We'll come back to sit on our shins, closing your knees together. Any gentle somatic movement here, like cats and cows through the back. Maybe adding a little neck roll here or some shoulder rolls. And just noticing what feels good and nourishing in the body. Whenever you are ready to close the practice, we'll find length in the back, sitting upright, bringing your palms together. And I want you to take a moment here to notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. And to definitely thank yourself for taking the time for yourself to recharge, to reconnect, to breathe and move slower than usual, and giving yourself the permission to do so. And I'm glad that you could join me for this practice. Namaste.